Right, this is to show you the state of the camp at the moment. This is after several days of heavy rain and winds. This is the calm before the storm, because there's another big one due in very soon, within a couple of hours. So this is the sleeping side of my shelter. I'm going to expand that by adding more sleeping platform here that runs across to that coppice crown there. So it will sleep 2 at a pinch, it'll sleep 3. Some building materials that we always stash over there. This is my hearth, built from local stone, which is sandstone, tends to explode when you heat it too radically. So what we've done is we've lined the entire inside of that chamber with a bent sheet of steel, and it has a baffle, so the roof is also steel, and the stack is made of tin cans. And we don't know what to do with this area. This will probably become a wood store once I've finished thatching everything in. Now I'm going to walk around the outside. This is before I've done any work today, and there ain't going to be much because, like I say, there's a storm due, and I don't want to be here in a high wind, because I never come here in a high wind due to the potential for widowmaker. As you can see, that came down before we built this. Now, we built it on a high ridge so that water tends to run away from it, and so most of the trees that are overhanging are likely to fall away. However, first time I came up here on a windy night, I identified that as one widowmaker. That's mobile and not too safe looking at the bottom. Unfortunately, one of those would most likely miss, but not by very much, and I'm not happy with it. And possibly that thinnish one's there. So in other words, it's not entirely safe, so this would not be a very long-term shelter for me, and I don't come up here in a high wind. So I've spent months thatching it, because the thatch tends to blow off a little bit before the next time you come. So I never finished that bit, that's still to be done. The sleeping side has got a fairly solid sort of 8 to 10 inches of cover mostly. There's 1 or 2 little gaps after these most recent storms. That's actually roof, and the bed is under that bit. And the back end, we get very little breeze from here. The wind comes from the other direction. So this actually at the moment helps with the ventilation, because that hearth gets very, very smoky when it's first getting going. So it does help to have somewhere other than just the chimney for the smoke to escape. So I'll stand back a bit. So that's ready to get all the leaves on it, but not yet. This one is the one I'm working on at the moment. There's my chimney stack, centre of the picture, chuffing away merrily. There's just a little bit of tarp off an old tent that we use on the bridge line, because it's not a ridge as such, it's more like a bow. So it's difficult to get enough thatch onto there to keep it dry. But I come up here basically because it keeps me sane. Nobody comes here. I've seen one random person walking by in 6 months. What can I say? It's warm and dry in there. Even now that the autumn and winter is kicking in, it's still warm and dry in there once you've got the fire lit. And that bed is actually remarkably comfortable. There's a stream about 40 yards away which has got good clean water in it. I still boil it, but it's there. And you can sit and just listen to the forest all night. It's very interesting. I love it. I've come from home. Home is about half an hour away, and as I was approaching here, 2 fallow deer bucks got flighty, bolted when they saw me, and they were only, what, 40 yards away over there through those trees. There's always something going on here if you just want to be around nature. And I'm going to carry on building now, so catch you all later.